Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a full face using makeup voted for on Instagram. If you guys do not follow me on Instagram, make sure that you do. My handle is right here. I had so much fun posting pictures of some of the products that I was a little bit undecisive on what to film on and asking you guys to vote on them, and you'll pick some pretty awesome things. Thank you very much. I will be doing these a lot more often because I had a blast. I hope you guys that voted had a blast as well, picking your favorites or what you guys wanted to see on my channel. So the makeup that I'm going to be using today is going to be a mixture of things that I've owned for a while, some newer products, and the eyeshadow that I ended up using today will be a first impression. I also have the new Wayne Goss Edit Brush collection, so I will be demoing these for you guys today as well. I have used these a few times. My thoughts on these brushes are definitely on the positive side, so just keep on watching if you guys want to see those in action. Let's go ahead and do our makeup. Before I get started with actually applying my makeup, I did want to point out that I'll be using the new Wayne Goss Edit Collection brushes. I'm so excited to be showing you guys these brushes because I have been using them. Well, I've used them a few times. I've already washed them twice as well, and they perform really, really well. I'm extremely happy that I did go ahead and pick these up. I originally wasn't so sure because they weren't doing like the best job at letting us know what the price was for this collection, what kind of bristles there were. I feel like the information given to us initially was very limited, but I was happy when I found out that these are natural brushes called Chantecaille brushes. All of them are 100% goat hair except for number 7. This one has a mixture of goat and synthetic bristles. Now the handles of these are plastic. I'll make sure to use them with powders, liquids, and creams because they are supposed to do it all. So I'll go ahead and demo these guys along with all the products that you guys voted for. Now I did go ahead and apply my primer. This category I did not add on Instagram for you guys to vote because I'm really trying to go through my Sisley double tenseur. I want to finish this sooner rather than later because I've had it for quite some time. I've mentioned this several times. I used to only use this like for special occasions or like on the weekends when I would go out. I don't really do much of that, so I've just had it sitting around and I don't want it to go bad on me, so I am going to try to use this up. You guys will see me use this quite a bit in my future videos. So I already went ahead and applied that. I just really like how my makeup applies over that primer, and I also find that it actually helps with the longevity where my makeup looks more intact, longer, and fresh as well. So it's a really good one and I will repurchase it. Now as far as foundation, the Dior Forever Natural Nude Foundation got 64% of the votes, so we will be using this. I have the shade 3N. This foundation is super pretty. I've really been enjoying it. I think it wears really nicely. I like the coverage. It's more on the natural side, but it also adds a little bit of like radiance to your skin, so it looks really nice and it holds up really well. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pick it up with my finger and just start kind of dragging it around my face. It has the same scent that all other Dior foundations have, so if you guys are familiar with that, then you might know what this smells like. So to blend this in, I'm going to go in with the number 2 brush. And you know, this actually does a pretty good job at applying foundation. I've not used it with this specific foundation, but so far it's been nice because the bristles are so soft. It actually blends it in quite light, but there's no streaking and it feels good against the skin. I mean, it just feels really light. Like you don't feel like you're tugging anywhere. I still have quite a bit of foundation left here. I'm gonna take a little bit more, just for where I need a little bit more coverage. And this foundation does build up nicely while still not looking too heavy. Okay, so that's how the skin is looking right now. I think it looks good. It looks nice and fresh. It looks more even, but it doesn't really look like makeup on. All right, so let's move on to some concealer. Okay, so 56% got the Dior Skin Correct Concealer. This is one of my favorites. I mean, as you can see, I've used quite a bit of this already, and I have a ton of concealer, so this means something. Now the shade I have in this one is also 3N. This is a little bit deep for me, but I actually love this shade because I find that it helps disguise my dark circles a little bit better. So I'm going to apply a pretty good amount under my eyes. If you don't need a lot of coverage, you're not going to need a lot of this. I can go back with this number 2 brush just to press in where I did the spot concealing, but this isn't going to work out too well under my eyes. None of the brushes in this collection will I use to blend in my concealer. I just prefer a brush that's more dense. And currently, I actually removed all my dirty brushes because I need to do a deep cleaning of them. So I actually don't have any of my concealer brushes available to me right now. So I pulled out my Tati Beauty, what are these called? I forgot. But this guy here, and I'm just going to use this to press in on the concealer and blend it in well. So I completely forgot to add a powder for you guys to vote on. So I ended up pulling out my Pat McGrath Blurring Under Eye Powder. I have the shade Light, and I picked up a little bit with the puff, and I'll just press in a little bit of this powder. This is a really, really good one. If you guys have not tried it, I do recommend it. It's really pore minimizing. It's very, very lightweight, so it does not look powdery at all. And it's just really pretty. I don't pull it out as much as I probably should, considering how much I do enjoy it. I like to move around when I'm doing my makeup, so I'm going to skip over to the eyes right now. I went ahead and primed already. I used my Fenty Beauty Eye Primer, as always. And for my eyeshadow, I'm so happy you guys selected these, and this part is going to be first impressions. Now, a while ago, Dior released mono shadows. So these are single eyeshadows that correspond to their quints. So I went ahead and picked up 3. Finally. Honestly, you guys, I was afraid to start getting these because I was like, I know I am. I'm going to want the whole collection at some point, and that just still may be the case. I have yet to try these, but I've heard really, really good things about these single eyeshadows from Dior. I picked up a satin, a matte, and a metallic. So the first shade I have here is going to be Poncho. That's Beige Mitzah. And this last shade is a matte called Rosewood. Poncho satin finish. This right here is Beige Mitzah. It's a metallic finish. And this last one is Rosewood, which again is a matte. I'm going to use the brush number 5 and dip into Rosewood. They do come like with their little applicator here. The packaging is really cute. It's like a little mini quint, and it has a cute little mirror in there as well. It's just not that comfortable to hold, honestly. So I'm just going to pick up my mirror and apply this shade over my crease. Instant Pigment. I'm going to build this up in the crease just a little bit. So I did pick up some more of that Rosewood shade. Using the side of the same brush, number 5, I'm going to go into Poncho here. Because we don't have what's technically shaped as a shader brush in this collection, but these actually work really well on the lid. So it just depends on how you're holding the brush, the angle that you're using to apply the product in. So if you just pick it up on its side and then just apply it all over the lid, it applies with so much ease. So this is just gonna go all over the lid. Then kind of whatever's left on the brush, I'll just go ahead and blend it into the crease. Okay, so now with the number 6, I'm going to go into Beige Mitzah. So this is a metallic shade. This is going to bring the most light to the eyes. I'm using one of the sides of the brush to pick some up here, and then I'm going to apply this right at the center of the lid, just to get like a little pop here. Let's go back into Rosewood here, and I'm going to use the brush number 7, and add this to the bottom lash line. Oh, this is like the perfect size, the perfect shape for under the eyes here. Same number 7 brush, I picked up a little bit of Beige Mitzah for the inner corner. Wow, that is a beautiful inner corner shade. These guys, So pretty, just so pretty. Ooh, so happy with them, so happy with them. All right, so for the eyes, oh, I didn't think this through all the way when I posted on the voting, so I'm sorry. I'll get better. And actually, I think I can do more than 2 items if I select, like there's another option on Instagram where I think I can select like 3 or 4 products at once, maybe even more. Well, now using my Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal Liner in the shade Black, I'm going to just apply a little bit here against the lash line. I don't want like a harsh liner. Actually, I should have. Or you know what? Let's try it with this brush. So let me just wipe it off a little bit. So back with the number 7 brush. Just want to soften the eyeliner. And a little bit against my bottom lash line as well. The eyes are complete. I went ahead and applied my Chantecaille Faux Cils mascara. Love that. That's the longest lash one, so it does have the serum to help grow your lashes. And I do find that it does a pretty good job with that. You will get better luck with actual serums, but I have noticed a difference using just that mascara alone. All right, so let's move on to highlight. Let's see what you guys selected here. Okay, so 59% went for one of my favorites actually, the Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Highlighter in the shade Peau de Peche. This is my favorite. The shade looks a little bit deep on the pan, but I think once I apply it onto my cheeks, it actually, because it applies a lot lighter than this, the reflection that it has, I think it looks actually pretty good on the skin. It's not as dark as it appears to be. Though if you do have fair skin or like a lighter skin tone than I do, you might use this more as a kind of bronzer topper, or maybe use it a little bit differently than how I do. So I think I'm going to, because I want to use all of these brushes. So I'm going to use the number 4 brush to apply the highlighter. So this is a cream product, and we will put it to the test and see how it applies. Okay, I mean, I already put these to the test. It applies fine with cream products. Do you see that? Wet. Love that. I love that. The Dior Forever Natural Bronzer got 62% of the votes. I have the shade number 4, which is Tan Bronze. I actually really enjoy this shade. I do have to sometimes, depending on the brush that I use, actually work into it a little bit more. I mean, not so much work into it. Apply more layers to get more pigment onto me because the shade is a little bit lighter. But for this, I'll go in with, yeah, I can use this brush, my number 1 brush, and we'll see how this applies. Like I said, it depends on the brush with how much of this product I have to put on. So I'm picking up quite a bit here. And we'll see what color payoff I get, because these are so soft. Yeah, see, this is why I like this bronzer and this shade specifically, because it's very light. So there's a difference without it being like such a noticeable difference. All right, so I did go ahead and bring that down towards my neck and my décolleté a little bit. It looks a little bit better, right? So, okay, let's move on now to blush. All right, so the one that got the most vote is the new Natasha Denona Puff Paint. I have the shade Tan, and this one got 60% of the votes. So let me show you guys a swatch of this. This I have already used a few times. Recently, I've been really into shades like this. This is the only one out of the 3 that she released that caught my eye, though I was a little bit afraid that it wasn't going to work well on my skin tone, that it wasn't going to show up enough, or that it was just not going to flatter me. But none of that ended up being the case. I apply it directly onto my cheeks, and I do apply quite a bit. So this is something that I know if I do continue to use this, I'm going to run out of it pretty quickly. We'll use the last remaining brush I have, which is number 3, to blend this in. Okay, these brushes apply everything seamlessly. Okay, so that's how that's looking. It's a very, very natural shade. Of course, the lighter that you are, the more pigment that's going to show on you. I'm going to apply a little bit more up here. I like to carry it up here as well. For the lips, the votes were very, very close. The Guerlain Kiss Kiss Shine Bloom lipsticks won at 51%. So I did pick up 3 of these. The packaging is stunning. I just am obsessed with it. The actual lipsticks themselves are really pretty. They're extremely shiny on the lips and they're quite pigmented considering the formula. So I've been happy with these, but I don't use them all that often because they are highly fragranced and I can taste the fragrance, and that is not something I enjoy. So let me swatch the 3 shades that I have here. From top to bottom, we have 229 Petal Blush, 119 Floral Nude, and 829 Tender Lilac. Let's try Petal Blush for today, see how this looks with the rest of the makeup. These are so just comfortable. Yeah, I just can't get past the fragrance. Okay, so that's a little bit too pink. I'm actually going to top it with Floral Nude, just to tone it down a tad bit. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I think I should have just gone with Floral Nude on its own. So let me remove this and apply Floral Nude. Yeah, I like that much more. Actually, this is my favorite shade out of the 3. But honestly, out of all the products that I used today, these are my least favorite. I bought all 3 of them during the Sephora sale. And yeah, I kind of wish I had just ordered one. You know, whatever. I'll just keep them upstairs on my vanity and just use them here and there. I just apply lipstick throughout the day randomly sometimes. So I'm sure I'll put those to use at some point. But yeah, they're just not my favorite. I like the color. I love the shine that they provide. Just that taste and smell is just a little bit too much for my liking. Alright guys, so here is the final look using the products that you all voted for on Instagram. Thank you so much to those of you that participated. If you guys do not follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me. I'll insert the handle right here. This was so much fun. You all picked some awesome products, so I'm excited to do this again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, maybe found it a little informative. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, and while you're there, if you have not yet, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.